Fates, and this is episode 3 in my Project Untote series, and we will be going over Commander. Um, that's the class for the most part. A commanding class has the ability to call in supplies for the team, and or other buffs that they can get between different nations. So for the most part, we're going to be going over the armory, the uniqueness, because I'm pretty sure that every nation gets a unique set of like binocular abilities, but flare gun is the same on all level, and then the Soviet Union gets their flag. But for the most part, flare guns the same. Soviet Union gets a unique one, but the binoculars are different. For the most part, we'll be going over that. I know that America, the British, the Germans, and the Soviet Union have unique ones. For the most part, unique properties to that. I don't know about France or Japan. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So we'll see. Well, let's get on to the armory overview, shall we? Sorry, I'm stuttering. For the commander. Now, excuse me. For the Americans, they get the Thompson 45 ACP 45 submachine gun, which I believe I could pull up an actual cleaner picture right here for you. They also get the M1 Garand, no bayonet, but it's a battle rifle, so I'd use it if you could. The grease gun, which is just a good weapon in general. The trench gun, which can't go wrong with that. It's a shotgun. The sawed off, which is a fun weapon, but if you're looking for efficiency, this is not it. And the auto 5, which is just a good shotgun. It's semi-auto. Uh, it's more accurate than trench gun. Has a fast rate of fire. It holds like I think one less bullet than the trench gun, so keep that in mind when you do decide to use it. For the secondaries, it's the 1911 or nothing. Melee has a change. We did get a new melee weapon. That did happen. And this is for the most part the equipment, the binoculars, and the flare gun. The Soviet Union get their own unique equipment. They get the banner. So, and when it comes to specials, for the most part, they get the same thing. Now on to the British. They get the Sten gun for the default. I can pull it up right here for you. This is a good submachine gun. That's all I can say. It is a good weapon. They also get the Lee Enfield, which is the fastest bolt action rifle in the game. Just keep in mind you have to load it 5 round clips. They get the trench gun, the sawed off, and the auto 5. They also get the 1911 and the high power, which is just like a magnum pistol, pretty much, if I could describe it. It's a good pistol. Same equipment, same melee, same everything. The French, on the other hand, get the Thompson, the Mas 38, the Mas 36, which I actually really like this rifle, the M1 Garand, the grease gun, the trench gun, the sawed off, and the auto 5. They also get the 1911 and the high power. And something for French commanders only, they get the cavalry saber. A reminder of what once was lost. Carry this blade into the battle and fight to free France from the oppressive rule of the undead. As you can tell, I'm tired. But for the most part, they only get that melee and everything else. Now for the Soviet Union, they get the PPSH 41, which is right here. Pretty good. The Mosin Nagant, the SVT 40, semi-auto magazine fed, the sawed-off shotgun, and the Fedorov, which is just good. It's a assault rifle with 25 round magazine, accurate, good. As it says, it was rare use during World War One. That is true. It was used in World War One, limited amount. Secondary, they get the TT-33, same melee. Well, actually, they get a sickle. In the most recent update, the Soviet Union got a sickle melee weapon, which is mostly just cleaver reskin for them, which is cool. Now here's where we get something. The binoculars, the Soviet banner, which holding out will rapidly regenerate the stamina of nearby comrades as well as build up charge. The charge, pretty much you run faster, you have a lot of stamina, you swing faster, you shoot faster. I think you get damage resistance too. The Japanese actually get a charge of their own, but you gotta kill zombies for this. For this one, you just have to hold it out on the flag. And I didn't select the flare gun, but flare gun can call in reinforcements. heavy supply crate with goods, or a huge bombing run. But keep in mind, if you do shoot the bombing run while another flare is in the air, it will not happen. It will take your flare because they're already in the area. So don't do that. Keep that in mind if you have a officer. There's two officers and they all have flare guns. Keep that in mind. Now, Germany, they get the MP40, just a good SMG in general. The G43, the sawed-off STG40. I don't care, Barry. I don't care, everyone in the Discord. This is where it's at. This is the good gun. This is good. All right? This is a good weapon. Sorry. First assault rifle. It's the volume of fire of SMG with the hitting power of a rifle. FG FG42. Um, I've only used this twice. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I bought it. I used it. I didn't think it was that good. Well, it's okay, but I prefer this awesome machinery right here. Now for secondary, we get the P38, the high powered, and the machine pistol. This is where it's at too. I don't care. I'm not throwing shade at you guys. Relax. Melee weapons are the same. Equipment's the same. The specials is where that. Actually, no, they don't. Okay, so for the Japanese commander, they get no gun. Default, you gotta buy your own rifle because they only spawn in with pistol because logistics issues. So you get the regular Arasaka with a bayonet. Then you get the flag Arasaka, which every successful shot, which is a kill or just damage take by a bullet, will build charge with the sword that you get, but not as much as the melee kill. Type 100 and a sawed-off shotgun. Now, we also got I could probably pull it up real quick. The Bamboo pistol for the most part. Now, the melee, I can't get a close up on this, but you need that melee weapon. You need the default combat sword for the Japanese Empire to do a charge. You need that. So keep that in mind when you decide to use this nation. Same thing here, equipment, flare gun, and nothing else here has changed. We will be doing tests on these two as well as the Soviet Union banner. We'll be doing tests on that, showing what they do. Alrighty, so these are the perks. For the most part, they pretty much get they're a default class. They get everything. They get ammo, grenade kicking, terrified, combat stance, leadfoot, conduit, parting gift, wasteful, meditative, CQC, bloodthirsty, dark pack. Don't use this. It's okay, but it's no. Just play medic if you want to make money or just survive one life. Reckless, scavenger, promotion, second one, and war veteran. For the most part, that war veteran, scavenger, dark pack, bloodthirsty, and conduit and combat stance terrified aren't really going to work on commander. Um, you can do it if you want to, but I would suggest you don't, considering that you are a high priority person. Don't let that get to your ego. I'm saying that because you could call in supplies for your friends. For the most part, you want to try to stay alive as long as you can, but don't be selfish, okay? And also, when you get commander, don't expect people to listen to you. They're not going to. Don't do that. Don't pull rank in a game, okay? Don't do that. But for the most part, you can see here that I got second one CQC and wasteful reload because for the most part, when it comes to not assault, commander, I use magazine fed weapons. And then second one is just useful because for the most part, I'm on the front line with my boys fighting. And CQC is because I hate runners. And also, if you get grabbed and you're in the animation and someone kills that runner, you still get that save, by the way. So keep that in mind. So if you're like tight knit with like two guys, you and another guy, are watching each other's backs, you could probably stack this, which might get changed in the future updates. So keep that in mind. But yeah, for the most part, that's gonna be it. We're gonna be testing the flare gun, the binoculars, and all the other stuff right now. So I'll see you there. Alrighty, this is testing the American binoculars. Sound warning. I don't think I had my sound on, but if I did, sorry about that. So you can see normal artillery bombardment. Let me hit dive bomb. Now, America That's the normal ones. Those are normal dive bombs. You know what America gets as their special ability for binoculars? The ammo. They get a unique ammo drop, which should be, yep, right there. Now, I know you're thinking, how is this unique? Because the standard ammo drop you get from Commander is 10 ammo and 3 rockets. As you can see here, we get more as an American because that makes sense. They got logistics, they got a lot of stuff, so they're able to crank out more ammo, more supplies for everyone. Let's go on to Great Britain and see what they get. So now we're playing as the British. The British. Now with binoculars, I have a cooldown. Well, yeah, you also keep in mind this is actually a great talking point. You get a cooldown on artillery bombardment, artillery drop dive bombs, and supply drops that are both things. So if like another commander uses artillery, you can't use artillery. If another one uses dive bomb, you can't use dive bomb. That's why it's kind of neat to have one with binoculars and the other with a flare gun, so you can spread it out, so it's not bottlenecking each other. Because for there's also a global cooldown. So say we got an American with binoculars right here for ammo, and then we got a British with a flare gun. You do that on endless, you could probably last a long time. But as you see here, the artillery bombardment, pretty much the same as the Americans. But the British get a unique dive bomb if I have it available. I do. Look at this. Notice that? They get two. They get two dive bombs. The British get normal artillery, normal ammo, but two dive bombs. Now let's actually see if I can get the ammo supply drop. You could already see right there by the color that it is gray. It's not green. Now when it comes down, 10 ammo, 1 rocket. That is what the British get. So now we're going to go on to the Germans, see what they get. Alrighty, get that out of my face. We are playing as the German defectors, not not the Adam Hilt Germans, just normal German defectors. Now I think no, you're thinking, what do they get in terms of bonuses? Well, they get a bigger and better artillery. You can see how that noticeably took longer than the American and British artillery. It was a longer bombardment. Now they get the same dive bomb as the Americans, just a clean sweep, and they get the same supplies too, right there, normal. All right, so we're gonna be checking out France next. I did this out of order. France was the next in order on the class selection screen, but I wanted to show Germany's artillery because, as far as I know, I don't think France really has any cool commander binocular bonuses. Upgrade them, Taft. Upgrade them, please, bro. Free France, please. Well, since this is France, we're gonna do a 2-in-1. The sword. You can see cavalry saber. Got a little like I got a little brass thing. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the binoculars. I noticed that that one took a tiny bit longer than the Americans, so they might have that buff tiny bit. Look at the dive bomb. Alrighty. A normal dive bomb. Let's see the supply drop. A normal supply drop. Next, we'll be checking out the Soviet Union. I will be doing the binoculars first, then their banner. Alrighty. Alrighty. And now we are on the Soviet Union, which is ironic because I'm wearing the American flag on the Soviet Union. If you know, you know. Now, the binoculars for this, I believe they don't think they get artillery. I think they get a plane drop on artillery. Yeah, there it is. You can hear it. Okay, that was pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Alrighty, and then we have the normal dive bomb. Then we're gonna have the ammo crate. Normal. So now we're gonna check out the banner next. Alrighty. As you see, we have the Soviet banner, and the charge is fully up because I'm not gonna make you guys wait 40 to 30 seconds for that. I'm not evil. And as you can see, it's the actual flag. Now, when I press my trigger button, which is RT for me, but could be mouse for you, we go into a charge. And as you see, my character is screaming. I'm moving quick. I have no stamina drain, but most importantly, already ran out. As you can see, you pull it out, already regenning immediately. So if you have two commanders stacking this, you could stack this. I wouldn't suggest this though, because for the most part, on the maps that the Soviet Union are on, you are gonna need the flare gun more than likely, especially Kursk. Ugh. But that is it for the Soviet banner. We'll be going on to the Japanese Empire next. We'll be checking out their binocular and maybe their charge. Depends if I'm willing to work for it. So let's go on to that, shall we? Alrighty. We are playing as the Japanese now, which, like I said, the Soviet Union, it's ironic that I'm wearing the American flag, but I'm gonna wear it. So as you see, we have the rifle with the flag. You can't really see it. I saw it for a second. The sword, which you can see that has charge, which you need melee kills or the flag Arsaka kills for that. And let's see the binoculars, shall we? Let's see if we have anything cool. Alrighty, and let's see the dive bomb. Normal dive bomb, normal artillery. Now let's see the supply drop. Normal one, shorter cooldown. Okay, and for the most part, when it comes to the flare gun, I will be showing you the flare gun, but one of the flares I can't really show because it's a respawn flare, and as the name entails, it respawns people. Second one's a bombardment flare, which I can show, and the third one is a supply flare. Um, the flare does not change between nations. It is the exact same on every nation. Notice how the binoculars were different for every nation. The flare gun doesn't change at all on any map, any nation. It is the same. Just keep in mind that the supply pallet can get stuck on roofs, buildings, or edges. So go in a flat area where your teammates can grab it pretty much. For the most part, let's go into that so I can do my expert for it. Alrighty. And as you can see, I'm using the flare gun on the Soviet Union because that is arguably the best commander item for them because of their maps. Now you see here we have three options. The respawn flare. It is a red flare. It will respawn any pretty much everyone on your player list. But since I'm in training, you get me. Then, because of that, we're gonna spawn in a bombardment, and I'm gonna put it over here so it doesn't kill me. Also, keep in mind that is only for the commander. Only commander gets hurt by this bombardment. Now that's it. Okay. All right, and then next we have the supply flare. And as you can see right there, I can see it because I can look closer. It is a pallet. Notice how this is just ammo, rockets. This is grenades, rockets, bandages, ammo, and that's it. Grenades, rockets, band-aids, and ammo. A lot of it. 15, in fact. 6, 6, 5. So spamming this on endless is possible because you get a flare refill every time you finish a wave. So this is good on endless. Same with this if you're an American for that ammo. Now, for the most part, this is gonna be it. I might do some gameplay video, like gameplay parts for you guys, but for the most part, I think I'm gonna cut out the load builds because, well, this is player choice. You know, I don't. One, I'm lazy, and two, for the most part, I want people to make their own builds. I don't want to tell them a set build to do, for the most part. So when it comes to it, I will be doing gameplay showings of Commander, um, primarily on assault front lines and maybe holdouts because onslaught like Luxembourg that takes eons and I don't think people would sit and watch that. So for the most part, this is going to be the end of probably me talking. But for the next part, it probably will have my audio of the game, but not my voice because I will be playing the game. Just to keep that in mind for you lovely people, we're going to be moving on to gameplay right now. So I'll see you guys at the outro and everything. I'll see you there. Hello, it's me, Dre Fates. Sorry this video took a while to post. I've been busy with IRL stuff, like work, and other stuff, and also mostly been just doing other stuff. For the most part, this will be episode 3 of my series. So hopefully, I'll start recording for episode 4. Medic and everything. But I really appreciate you guys watching this, and thank you. Also, be sure to check out Hyper is Missing. He is my thumbnail artist, and he does an amazing job with his art. And he's also one of my best friends. So, check him out. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I've taken enough of I've taken enough of your time. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Good night or good day. I don't know what day I don't know what time you're watching this. See ya.